What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Jillian here. Today is actually a personal mental health day for me. So took a day off of work. I just literally got back in the car from going to breakfast. I have myself on a schedule and surprisingly I'm sticking to it, so that's good. Let me start driving. Basically, I don't know what it is. I have been like mentally exhausted lately, and it's kind of starting to manifest in my body as well. So I just felt like, I need to take a day off. Like, I just feel like it's healthy when you start to feel this way to actually take a day off instead of trying to force yourself to deal with it. Took a day off, sat at breakfast by myself. I almost wanted to film it, but at the same time, the whole point is being able to unplug a little bit. So I just sat there and I started doing some content planning, catching up on fashion shows and kind of seeing what is inspiring me. And ironically, the Ralph Lauren show, which I always kind of find this with Ralph Lauren shows, they're very wearable, but for me they're also very inspiring because I just love the way the shows are styled and the way the pieces are layered. And for me, and actually where I live, it's just very wearable. That's the only other way that I could describe it, is very wearable. But that show gave me some inspo for how I want to style my neon puffer vest, and I thrifted them in the dead of summer, and I'm so glad I did because they're just amazing colors. I don't know if you guys remember the neon pink one, and then I have a neon yellow one, and I just saw some really cool ways to style them up that are fall appropriate, perfectly my style. And yeah, so when I get home today, because I'm on a schedule, so this thrifting that we're about to do, by the way, we're about to go thrifting because I have worked that into my day, but the thrifting we're about to do is going to be for an allotted period of time. And then when I get home, I'm going to take that time to film, why did I say that like that? I'm going to take that time to film some outfits. I just want to film the styled portion of the outfits, and then either today, if I have time, or at a later point, I'll sit down and talk through the outfits. But sometimes for me, when it comes to filming style videos, the hardest part, or the more time consuming part, because obviously styling comes naturally for me, but the more time consuming part is always the actual filming of the outfits, because you're constantly switching the outfits, getting dressed over and over and over again, and that's the tedious part. So sometimes throughout a period of a week, I will take time aside to film just outfits, a few outfits a day, and that's how I'm able to kind of get videos that have more outfits in them. And then if you guys have been following me along on YouTube Shorts or Instagram, you'll see that I've been trying to kind of film my daily outfits for when I actually do get dressed and go to work. So hopefully that's helpful in giving you guys a few ideas. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna head to this thrift store over here that I haven't really been to in a while, but normally is pretty good, and I actually have the mental capacity to take my time and look through things. And then another thing I kind of want to do when I get home is work on some more thrift flips, because there's a few ideas that I have for things that I kind of want to alter, and then I want to take my items to my tailor that I've been meaning to get tailored. I want to take those over there today to describe to her exactly what I want done and how I want them altered. So yeah, actually the pants that I was okay, so I still need to take the silk skirt, which I showed you guys in the last style video, but the pants from one of the suits that I thrifted had a rip in the crotch, and I was gonna have her fix it. But actually, since I'm likely not even gonna get the black pants tailored, everybody was telling me to keep them as is because they're perfect, and they really truly are. I think maybe I'll take that pair of pants and turn that into a little maxi skirt, and that actually might work out perfectly, especially because it's unlined. The pants are completely unlined, so there's not all of that extra material to work with, and the material is thin and easy to sew, so it's going to go through my sewing machine really well. And yeah, that's actually what I'm gonna do. That's the it's already ripped in the crotch, and that's where I would need to break the seams apart anyway, so I might as well try to see how that works. So I might actually do that. And then if worse comes to worse, the blazer was the thing I wanted most from the set that I thrifted. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So anyways, I digress. I'm so tired. Like, I'm still kind of tired, and I would love to spend today taking a nap, but at the same time, I do want to be productive and do other things that bring me joy. So here we are. All right, so we are at the thrift store. I'm going to give myself about an hour to be in here, and then we are going to head home. And actually, like, the way that I'm feeling, the coffee, the cappuccino that I had at breakfast is not doing anything for me. I think I really am gonna thrift. I'm gonna take you guys with me, show you guys what I got, of course, but I really think I am gonna go home and take a nap. I feel like I need to listen to my body, and that's what today is for. So yes, thrift store's right behind me. Let's go. So there weren't that many things in this store that I really felt like I needed to have. I mean, I thought this Guess denim jacket was really cute, but it was a size large, would fit more fitted, which isn't really my thing at the moment, but I do know that somebody would absolutely love that. This, I'm so glad that I did not get this because I really didn't need it, but it was so tempting. However, when I saw the price tag and the price was right by this giant hole in the sleeve, I absolutely had to put that back. There was no way I was paying $50 for this, and it wasn't even on discount. Now, these two pieces I thought were really cool. I thought the patchwork and the colors were really fun, but realistically, thinking about my wardrobe and what kind of things I've been pulled to lately, I just knew I wouldn't wear it. Then I had to do an honorable mention for the leather blazer, because I tell you guys all the time, these are so easy to find in a thrift store. So please thrift it. Do not buy these things retail. Now, when I came across this jacket, I had to try it on because this has been on my wish list actually for a couple months now, to thrift a more cropped bomber style type of jacket, and this just perfectly fit the bill. So I was so pleased to come across it. And then this, I knew I was never going to get this, but I had to show you because if you are a Y2K girly, then this is definitely for you. I could see this being so cute on somebody. And then these were all plus size, like slip dresses, nightgowns, you know, whatever. You could definitely turn this into a dress, you know, but I wanted to show it because I know that those are kind of hard to come by plus size. And then this little set right here was from Victoria's Secret. It was 100% silk, but I don't know, something about it just felt like it had been worn, and I didn't want my crotch anywhere near this, even though I would have definitely washed it. So I had to say no to that. This I absolutely loved, but it was not my size. However, had to show you guys, honorable mention. Now, after trying on this jacket, I realized that this was an even better find than I initially thought, because not only did it look really cute zipped up, but it also had where you could zip out the lining and unzip the sides so that you could really layer this up and pull off several different looks with it. And my son was so mad that I didn't get him the black version because he would have definitely worn it. So yeah, I did try to go back on a different day to find it for him, but it was already gone, so bummer. Wet chills are definitely back in, so if you see a cute pair, pick them up. And then for these, I know you don't see the vision, but if these were my size, I definitely would have created a look. Okay, we are back in the car and headed, I'm headed home. I only got one thing. I was kind of like really in and out, and I got the green jacket. The guy at the register was telling me they had like 2 of each color, 2 green and 2 black. I really loved the fit of this one and was very tempted to get the black one. However, I know me, and I have an extortionate amount of just black jackets in general, including like black leather jackets, black bomber jackets, and things like that. So I knew I would wear the green one way more than the black one, and anything that I would wear the black one with, I could probably wear the green one with, especially since it has the black collar. So, you know, self-control. I hope whoever finds the black one gets it, enjoys it, and really gets to, you know, do it justice. But for me, I'm just gonna stick with the green one. So headed back, and I may stop at the thrift store that's closer to my house, or I might just end up at home taking a nap. I'm so tired. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if I don't stop at the thrift store that is by my house, then we're gonna pick up this thrift trip on the weekend, because I will be going thrifting on the weekend. So yeah, we're gonna see. Hey guys, so it is a new day. It's several days later actually, and I am in fact in a new car. I did post it on Instagram, and I was almost not going to, but I had to, because the way that I got this car was like too crazy not to. I'm telling you, it was nothing but God, truly, because in the way that the car market is set up right now, there are like no new cars. It's very hard to get a car. And even like with new cars, when I was looking in all of the dealerships, the cars had like $15,000 markups for the new ones. It was wild. And so me and my husband were actually going around looking for cars, and I went to several different lots, and nobody was like coming up to help me, and I just was really kind of torn on what to do, like if I even wanted to try to get in another car. And so I literally said like a little prayer as I was pulling into Mercedes, like, you know, God help the sister out, because I really don't know. Nobody's been coming up to me. I'm just gonna take it as a sign. If somebody comes to help me, then I will hear what they have to say, see if we can get a new car, you know, whatever. So I get out the car at the Mercedes dealership, which the lot looks completely empty, and as soon as I'm walking out of the car, a girl just is like, happens to be right there, a girl I didn't even see, and she comes up to me asking me if I needed help. She worked there. I was like, okay, God, I see you. So I'm gonna see what, you know, she has to say. Long story short, I ended up getting this car, which is brand new. They marked it down $10,000 for me when it had initially a $15,000 markup over the suggested retail. They gave it to me for $10,000 below the retail. So I literally got basically $25,000 off this car. And then on top of that, I went in talking about I'm not doing no down payment. And I did put down a very, very small down payment, and I ended up also keeping my BMW. So, because it just made more sense. My husband was actually going to be needing a car, and it just all kind of like worked out where I was able to do it. I'm telling you, there is no way that I should have been able to get this car the way that I did. But God, okay? So we now have a new ride, and I am pleased, quite pleased with the ride. I am still like getting used to it. But I cannot even believe, truly, that I was able to pull this off. I still literally can't believe it. So I almost didn't post or say anything about it, because people have a thing about luxury goods, but at the same time, like, when God is just so good to you, you can't just not say anything, you know what I'm saying? And I think that the interesting thing is like, I don't ask God for money. I ask God for what I need. And I think sometimes people get caught up in praying for money, and when you pray for money, you're kind of limiting what God could actually do for you, because sometimes what you're praying for isn't enough, and he's actually willing to do more. So I think that we should definitely be more in the habit of just, you know, praying for what we need versus just praying for money. Because I'm starting to see now, like, it really is true how money is the root of all evil, and how, you know, people want money so badly that they are willing to compromise their soul. They're willing to compromise so much for the love of money and what they think money can get them, when really sometimes what you want, what you need, you really don't even need to pray for money to get it. Like, you could pray to God for what you need and he will give it to you. So, you know, my Sunday testimony. It's Sunday, actually. I'm going to pick up my mom because she's gonna go thrifting with me. She's actually been wanting to go thrift with me for a while. And every time she asks me to go, I've either just gone thrifting, I'm already out thrifting. Yeah, I decided to tell her this morning, I'm going thrifting. Are you coming? And she said she was. So we're gonna be going thrifting today. And yeah, I think I'm gonna drive into like more like West Hollywood area. There's a couple places I think I want to go. Honestly, I truly am not even decided yet. I need to stop. I want to stop at Pete's Coffee because I want to get some coffee. I didn't have time to really like make any this morning. And then I will, between now and then, figure out which thrift store we're going to, because I even considered in my mind going to the Melrose Trading Post, but truly I'm not about to pay those prices. I'm not about to do it. So that's probably a no. But I am gonna see which Goodwills and things like that I do want to actually visit. And I also want to kind of go see what Out of the Closet is about. When I was Googling thrift stores in a particular area, that one came up. So I'm gonna see what that thrift store is about potentially. So stay tuned. We will be finishing this thrift trip. And then I have to show you guys, like, you know, the stuff that I've thrifted, because I did film like little TikTok clips when I stopped at another thrift store after the last clip you saw. I didn't actually end up including any of it in like an actual video, so you can kind of see little clips of what I saw, what I've seen, or what I saw on TikTok, and then I uploaded some of them to YouTube Shorts, and I still have like a couple saved in drafts that I'm going to just be uploading of cute little finds and things. So yeah, go check those out. But I'm gonna pick you guys up when we get to the thrift store. Bye. All right, so we have my mother here to join us on this thrift trip. So right now we ended up going to Burbank. I'm on Magnolia. I want to take her to It's a Wrap, but I'm actually in front of Council Thrift. And as you guys know, this particular street has so many thrift stores and antique stores up and down. So we're gonna kind of just go in and out. I don't really honestly have anything on my list to buy. I may not buy anything at all, but I am gonna show you guys what I see, you know, different cool pieces. So yeah, Council Thrift first, and then we will go to It's a Wrap a little bit later, and then maybe some of the other vintage shops, because she's never been over here. So I guess we could consider this where to thrift in Burbank, like where to thrift in LA. So
she
yeah.
thinks I'm ancient. So
I don't think you're ancient. If anything, you would know more about these places than me.
She thinks that I'm vintage, so she wants to take me.
I'm done. I gotta be honest, when I first came in the store, I wasn't really too hopeful that it would be such a good thrift trip, but then I spotted this silk tunic, and even though I didn't end up getting this, I did put it in the cart just to kind of see. This right here let me know that I was probably going to have some really good luck, because you guys know I love silk pieces, leather pieces, knits, things like that. So I took that as a sign to start in the shirt section, and there were quite a few like really cute tops, but I'm just not really in need of a ton of tops right now. So I was more so looking for anything unique and interesting. And then, you know, along the way, I did actually find this shirt right here, which I thought would look amazing on my mom. So when I showed it to her, she said she liked it, and this is actually one of the pieces that she ended up getting. The colors were perfect. And then this, I thought about getting this because silver has really been trending and I love silver, and I thought that that could be really cute. But when I got to the mirror to try it on, it was just like, it was too tight. It just wasn't doing what I needed it to do. So I went ahead and put that back. I went ahead and passed on it. They had a lot of like designer things kind of like hidden within the racks. So definitely if you come to this store, you want to kind of go through at least like everything, kind of like try to go through most of the stuff, because there's some really good things like in between. I feel like it wasn't really separated by size, but it was most definitely separated by color, or at least that's what it seemed to me. I saw this and I thought the camo print was really cool, but in the end, I just wasn't feeling like I just would die if I didn't have it. And I have enough in my closet without trying to squeeze things in there and make it work. So I ended up actually putting that back as well. This, I also picked this up to see if my mom would like it, but she has something very similar from H&M that ironically I picked out for her too. So she ended up passing on it. And then this, I really loved the colorful patchwork that was, you know, this blouse, but I wasn't really thrilled with the high neck, so I put that back. And then this is a silk top which had short sleeves, which was a little bit different because I'm used to finding these in long sleeves. And even just watching this back, I kind of wish I would have gotten that, but I did end up putting it back because I had other things that I liked better. This was also another silk top, but you know, vintage is really my thing. That wasn't really vintage, so I put that back. And then this style is also really trending, but it just was not screaming and calling out to me, so I passed on that as well. This was something that I definitely would have gotten, but it had a spot like further up where I just showed you, and then it also had spots further down, and I just was not really wanting to take the chance, so I passed on that. This I probably would have for sure gotten if the black wasn't so faded, but the sweater overall, condition wise, just was not in the greatest condition. And then again, here we have another leather like jacket. This one has a zip out lining, which is really cool, but again, I don't need it, so I just left it. They had actually a really good selection of jewelry here, so if you come to this one, definitely check that out. And then I was so shocked to see this whole entire section they had over here of like designer things, and it was like, you know, some things were not designer, but most of it was. And I felt like the pricing for a lot of this stuff was actually pretty good. I mean, there were certain things like this blazer I feel like was a little overpriced, but then there were things like this which I felt like was priced so well. And then you're gonna see this Barbara Bowie moto style, I can't speak, moto style jacket, this one right here. And this definitely I felt like was such a sick deal, like $35. If this would have been my size, I for sure would have gotten it because I'm looking for a moto style jacket this color. So yeah, and then I thought this dress was really cute. It reminded me of like self-portrait in a way. I'm not really familiar with this brand. I didn't even look it up while I was in the store, but yeah. And then this I thought was cool because the sleeves zipped off and it would have turned into like a leather vest, but it had a little bit of damage and I just wasn't 100% sure it was leather, and if it was fake, it was a really good fake leather jacket. This right here, I have thrifted this. You've seen me style it on my Instagram, and I actually came across another one of these later on in another thrift trip, so definitely easy to find if that is something you're interested in. Tried on this sweater, absolutely loved it. And then I'm going to show you this leather vest that I ended up coming across as well, but this brand of sweater is like a couple $100 like retail, so definitely really good. But the leather vest or corset style vest, had to absolutely get that because it's such a unique piece and it just was to die for. And then the red jacket, which I came across, had to get this as well because the sleeves zipped off and it turned into like a puffer vest, which I thought was cool, and I love the design on the back. So yeah, totally my vibe.
Okay, so that Council Thrift was actually pretty good. The pricing was really good. I didn't expect to find a ton in there, but the stuff that I found was really good. So I did get the sweater. I went ahead and looked this up online. This is a several $100 sweater, and I thought this could be really cute for the upcoming fall season. It's a neutral color. Then this right here, I just loved the vibe of this. I am really into 70s style. Like I would wear that with bell bottoms, you know, do the whole vibe. And then I like the fact that I could zip off the sleeves and make it a vest and then style it that way too. So I feel like it's good cost. And I think that was only $9.99, so that wasn't bad at all. The sweater was $29.99, you guys saw. And then, can I even reach it? Then I got this, which I'm going to have to add extra holes like further down, but with the way that the strap is, you like can't even tell. But I thought this was such a cool corset style vest, like, and the leather quality is thick. I don't know if you can see or tell how heavy it is, but this was only $14.99. They had it categorized under Halloween, which is funny. And why does it have bobby pins on it? What is this? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it also came with 3 bobby pins. So yeah, but I just thought this was so cool, like lined. It also has the oh, did the string come off? It had a string attached to it where you could lace it up too, which is not a big deal, honestly, because it was just a black, would look like a long black shoelace. So I could buy a fresh one or a different color one to go into it, but it's probably back here in the car somewhere, maybe, I don't know. But either way, that was all I got, and it was only $58. So I feel like that was a really good deal for all of those pieces. We're parked by the Goodwill right here, which you can see. We're gonna go in here and see what's in there. Then I'm gonna take her to It's a Wrap, and that will conclude our trip because I'm tired and I think I want to eat. So yeah. Here soon because there's not that much, which is typically how it is when I come here anyway, but I'm gonna just take a little browse, and I think we're gonna walk across the street. $15. Let me see. Yeah, that's perfect. Super cute. Okay, I made it into It's a Wrap, so you guys know the deal. You know what it is. We're gonna take a little look-see. It's a Wrap can be really hit or miss, not because there isn't good items in the store, but because some things are just really expensive. Sometimes you luck up, you go in and things are like 75% off, and then sometimes like today the things are 50. They only had a few codes, like wardrobe codes, that were not on sale, but for the most part a lot of it was 50% off. And when I saw this diesel jacket, I was like, please let this be on sale. I actually thought this was such an amazing find, and the price was pretty good, especially considering the fact that diesel is so trending right now, and I thought this color was so unique, so I had to grab that to try it on. This reminded me of the Saint Laurent varsity jacket, which is what I thought it was at first until I looked at it. And then they just had like a lot of other really cool brands. That is one thing you can count on this store to have, is really good brands. Like this Mother, I think this is faux leather and faux fur, like bomber jacket. This was really cute as well. I think they had 2 of these, to be honest, because I came across it a little further in the store. And then this little poncho with the leather detail was really cool, but not really something I'm looking for. There was just so many really cool things. I always luck up on overpriced things, like that Zara thing. That's not really lucking up, but you know what I mean. And then I luck up on a lot of vintage in this store. This is actually something that was a men's item, but I could totally see myself styling this up. I just wanted to show you guys because I thought it was really cool. And then this belt, I don't know if this was made for a child. I just had to show you guys though, because the oversized buckle and the color just seems so cool. It would be such a cool item to style up. This is something I was hoping was in my size, but it was clearly very tiny. But if this was in my size, it definitely would have been coming home with me. So yeah, saw a lot of like sparkly things. I think they were putting all of this stuff together because a lot of the stuff on the second level was like Halloween type things. This blazer was really cool and also reminded me of a blazer that I currently think I still have in my garage somewhere, so I'm gonna have to take that out. But for the most part, up here normally has more fancy or dressy occasion wear and things like that, but obviously for the purposes of the time that we were here for, it was mostly Halloween type things. So yeah, I did come across this jumpsuit, which was really, really cute. I didn't really want to pay $50 for it, but if you were looking for a jumpsuit, this definitely would have been an amazing find, and it looked like it was more plus size. So, you know, definitely something that is not always easy to find in the thrift store. They did have this Millie dress, which I think was there the last time that I came, so they probably should think about marking it down. And then they had like other just really cool cashmere sweaters and things like that. So definitely I recommend coming to It's a Wrap if you want to try to find some really cool designer pieces at a bit of a deal. But don't come in here thinking you're going to get thrift store prices, because you absolutely will not be getting thrift store prices. I did end up getting these earrings, which were absolutely amazing. You're going to see them towards the end. But yeah, all in all, you're going to watch me try on this jacket that I'm going to try so very hard to convince myself not to get. I have to get these. Oh my gosh, look at this diesel jacket. I feel like I need it. It's such a fun color. Oh my gosh. Should I get it? It's gonna be $75, which I think is a really good deal for what it is. This is what it looks like not zipped. I really think I'm gonna get it. So we're out of there, and I ended up not getting the diesel jacket just because I really didn't need it, and I had to sit there and have a come to Jesus moment with myself. But I did get these earrings right here, which I think these are so cool and unique, and definitely something like I would have worn these today if I had them. And I love a hoop earring, so this was my last and final item. So I think all in all, when I show you guys the haul of like everything I actually got between the earlier thrift trip and today, I got some really good pieces. So yeah, anyways, that is all I have today for my thrift trip. Stay tuned. Obviously we will be styling them up, putting them in a haul, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.